Uh-oh. Where's my phone, y'all? Let's see if this is working. I don't know if I'm live or not. I got my spoopy background, though. It's so dark out in the woods. Once upon a time, there was a fairy. Dun dun dun. And she was fluffy and white. Da da da. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'll wait for some people to show up and I'll start telling spoopies. Spoopy stories. Do, 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 do. It's the Sagwood's fault. Actually, it's my fault. Oh, Noir Bar's open. Damn it, why must Trevor not in Noir Bar? Burn it. Hey, Badger! Good morning! Can you hear me? No, can you hear me today? Nah. Can hear me. Wait. Oh! Sound is working! Squirrels! You can hear me. Okay, it's just ignore my, yeah. How come my chat not showing up, yo? It shows up on my screen. It's not showing up on the live, though. That is weird. Oh. Hey, Spittle. Hey, Badger. Why am I always plagued with the technical difficulties? I always have the technicalities.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, those two. Where is my chin biscuit?
It was over here a moment ago.
Where is my chin biscuit? Woo! I got two different things showing chat. Huh. We're fine. How are you doing, Badger? Wait. You even liked my effing things and stuff? You did? Oh my god. Thank you, Badger. What effing things did you like and stuff? You know, I read that back. I read that. Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. You know, I read that, Spittle. I read that. I even licked your effing things and stuff. I was like, oh my god. Why are you lick? No licking me. I couldn't sleep. I laid my head down, and 5 seconds went by, and it was like, nope, no sleepies. No sleepies for the you. And I cannot find my chin biscuit.
That would be her vape that she calls a chin biscuit, by the way.
Was that important information?
It was very pertinent information.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where the Fuckenheimer did it go?
Honey, you're streaming.
Honey, I don't care. I need it. Oh my god, it's a smoking rat. Quick, somebody get a blanket. Put him out. He's smoking. Alive to universe, dead to the world. Thank you. Wow. I can lick whatever my tongue works wonders. Giggity. I didn't see the giggity until I looked down to say it. That's funny, yo. Did you know why that when dogs lick their cuts and scrapes that it is actually healing, that they got healing stuff in their saliva? See, I did not know that until recently. Is this my chin biscuits? I found my chin biscuits! Woohoo! Okay. But yeah, did you know that? I did not know that. Oh, Spittle, I'm so sorry. Me too. My back has been killing me. There's a stupid thing to where I can't get my medication. I was supposed to get it today. Well, technically yesterday. But yeah, it's like a government mandated no medication. Yeah. Bah. Okay. Have good smoke. I hope you feel better though. cats have deodorant in their saliva? Are you serious? Really? Does that mean when a cat licks your face, it's telling you politely that you stanky? Because my cat Spooky, he used. Oh my God! It's a Terry Diamantis. Terry killed a mantis. Hi, Terry. Diamantis. I can say it. Terry Diamantis. I could say it like Jack Gumsky. Diamantis. How you doing, Terry? It's okay. I got the sniffles. The allergies are being the butt. Other than that, and my back hurts. But other than that, I'm alive. How's that one? I'm alive. Wild Australian appears. I'm wondering why oh, wait. I can kind of see the chat popping up. I see Terry. Oh, there it goes. Finally. There's chat. You guys can see it on the strip. Well, of course you can see it on the strip because I see it on the strip. I got the strip up on my phone. So, if you read the title of the stream, Spoopy Bedtime Stories. Ooh. Do you guys want to hear some spoopy stuff? It's all Sanguine's fault. It's all his fault. He got me started on the spoopy stuff. No, really, it's my fault. I got him started on spoopy stuff. So I thought maybe, because Evie told me, I've told Evie a bunch of the things that, stories that I have that are kind of spoopy. She said that I should record them, and I want to. It's just that if I don't have someone I'm talking to, like I can't really tell a story. So I figured that I could tell you guys. My notifications are broken, so I'm lucky I noticed you were live. Thank you. Yes, thank you for stopping by, Terry. Where, dear? There. Wait, where, dear? There, dear. Bum. That's cute. That's funny. You're reading, not the other person, please. I like your voice bestest. Ah, thank you. Well, I was going to read. I was going to talk about from my memory. Ah! You do not like Lutimer's voice? Yes!
Well, that's fine. I don't like my voice either. Really, it grates on my nerves. It's lighter than I hear there, but, you know.
Well, that's the bone dynamics. Read my brain then? Okay. So, I have a bunch of stories. Y'all want to hear about the brick in the basement? It's creepy. It happened at the pre-Civil War house that I was talking about on Binion's stream, if you heard me talking about that. Yeah, nobody does. I hate my voice. I really do. I sound like a fucking demented chipmunk sometimes. And my laugh, I hate the way I laugh because I sound so unhinged and weird and stupid. Sounds kinky. What sounds kinky? Kinky. What sounds kinky? A brick? What's so kinky about a brick? Oh, basement. Oh. Yeah. So, I could try to read it in my adult voice, or my or not read, talk in my adult voice, or try to talk in my what is it, 1940s wench sitting on the piano, smoking a cigarette, singing songs. Noir voice, my noir voice. Let's see if I can do this, because sometimes it hurts my throat because I have to go deeper. Alright, so I'll have to work up to it. Damn it, my head's down, motherfucker! Sorry. If you can still hear me, I'm sorry. Sorry. Have I heard your voice? No, I've not heard your voice, Spittle. Can you guys hear me still? Because my headset turned off. Spooky brick. What's next? A spooky faucet? Why, yes, actually. The cold water is hot and the hot water is cold. Oh my god. Da. That's terrifying. You've been around. I need to check out a stream that you're on. No one's heard my voice because I never. Yeah, you never stream, Terry. Never. You don't ever join streams. You're. Terry is just like it's so rare to. Yeah, that's funny, Terry. You heard everything? Oh shit! Did you hear me cussing out the head? Well, doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So, we used to move around a lot when I was a kid. We moved houses a lot. It was mainly to get away from my stepdad, but that's something entirely I don't really want to talk about. But we moved. The point is, we moved house to house to house, and we had to move often because the dumbass would find out where we lived, and then we'd have to relocate, blah, 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 so forth, so forth. So, anyway, so we were moving, and we found this pre Civil War house, right? And it was beautiful, big, and it had 2 floors, but it had certain rooms that were blocked off. And it like that room that was blocked off. Oh my God, I got a little story about that. But we're talking about the basement. And it had this underground basement. You had to go outside, walk around to the back of the house, and then there was this cellar door. You opened the cellar door. There was these steps that led down, probably about 5 or 6. It wasn't too far down there. And you came out into this big open space, right? And the beams were hand carved. You could see where they carved them out. And at the back, it was this big open room, and at the back of the basement was this brick wall. And it was kind of out of place because the rest of the walls were just cement or dirt. And I think it's called terracotta, that mud stuff that you pack up on the walls. And so it is underground. So we walked to the back, and there's just this brick wall. It doesn't fit with anything, and it looks like it was put there recently. So my uncle, he had lived there before us, and he was helping us move. And he wanted to show, I can't remember why he wanted to show Mom this wall, but we were all down there. He said, I wonder what's on the other side. And, of course, my mom is very superstitious. She's like, don't you dare. And he's like, well, I got a pick and I got a hammer. And he started messing around with the brick. He said, oh, this one, I can move this one. And it happened to be smack dab in the middle of the freaking wall. And, of course, my mom's like, don't you do that. Don't be an idiot. And so she's like, I'm going inside. So she left, and then it was just me and my uncle. We were messing around looking for other bricks that were loose. Finally, he goes, you know what? This brick, I'm going to work on it. And so we go inside the house. He gets his hammer and his chisel. We go back downstairs. And I kid you not. We go back downstairs. We had only been in the house for 5 minutes. When we get down there, the brick had come out of the wall. It was on the ground, and there was a hole there. Yeah, it was a root cellar. Yes, exactly. He had not pushed on it. He couldn't get it out of the wall. It was kind of like it felt like it would be a little loose, but he had to get his chisel and hammer to even get it out. And so yeah, we went down there. Sure enough, that brick, the same exact brick, was out, and it was on the ground. And it looked like it was cleanly taken out, too. There wasn't any rubble. The brick wasn't broken. Nothing. That kind of freaked us out. So he decides he's going to look inside there. So he's like, okay, well, you stay here. I'll go get the flashlight. And, of course, I'm like, I'm not staying in here by myself with that. I was terrified. And so he went up. I went with him. We got a flashlight, came back down, and he shines it in there. He starts to look. And it is pitch black. Like the flashlight did not hardly pierce that area. It was almost like shining it in inky black water. It was difficult. He figured that he would have to get a different flashlight, but it was one of those old-fashioned ones. But yeah, So, but you think it was the vibration from walking around, really? It could have been. It could have been, but then again, only my mom was in the house, and this was located like directly under the living room, and she was in the kitchen when we went in there. Yeah, I don't know. It looked like somebody punched it out. It was so strange. But there has to be a logical explanation for it. There has to be. It's like that one brick, all the other bricks were fine. Just that one that we were going to take out. I don't know. I know what was on the other side of the bricks. You unleashed Minecraft upon the world. It was Steve. You unleashed the Steve. Rat. um, we never really like looked in there because it was very creepy. With the second time we went down in the basement was during the daytime, because even though the light's not shining in the basement, there's like this one little window that a beam of light comes in on the side. I could swear it sounded like, because there were times it sounded like something was moving. Like, I thought maybe a squirrel had gotten in there or something. Because we used to have these birds, right? We had a fireplace in one of the rooms that was blocked off. We weren't supposed to go into. But there was one day that we just heard this ruckus in there. It was full of old furniture and stuff, but it was like a slapping, bashing sound. And so eventually we went in there, and there was this bird that had flown down the chimney. And it was hurt. So, took the burb and tried to fix his little wig. And then there was dead burbs there in the bottom of the chimney. It was like gross. We didn't even smell them when we went in the room. They must have been there forever. I did not know that birds would go down chimneys like that. Like, what possesses them to do that? The brick was suicidal, but it was too low to the ground to succeed. Sorry, I got allergies pretty bad. There's a rat or a possum in your walls. Probably. Rat, what you doing in my wall? You couldn't help yourself? I just read that. That was ahead of it, but that's funny. Like, rat, what are you doing in my wall? I couldn't help myself. This house was haunted though. I know it was. Um, I was upstairs in my brother's room playing Chrono Trigger, right? My mom yells at me, "What are you doing up there?" Because my mom and my Aunt Brenda were down in the living room, and it happened like I had a room upstairs, but every time I would go in there, I would just get a feeling. I didn't like it. So we kept the door shut, and it was right above the living room. So I come down the stairs, and my mom is irritated. She's like, "What are you doing in your room?" And I'm like, "I wasn't in my room." And both my aunt and my mom had heard somebody walk across from the doorway to the back of the room, because I was painting on the walls a mural of comic book characters. I can't remember exactly who. It sounded like they walked toward that and then was moving stuff around. So she assumed it was me, right? So I start going up the stairs, and I believe I got halfway up the stairs when my mom yelled at me again and asked me what the hell I was doing, because it sounded like I had gone into the room, walked to the middle, and then just stood there. And when I came down the stairs, she said, "How did you do that?" And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "How did you walk out of your room without making noise?" Because it sounded like someone went to the middle of the room and just stopped. Because there was a bunch of stuff in there, a lot of like an old computer, and it was Commodore 64. She assumed that I was sitting there messing with that thing. Yeah, it scared her. because she never heard them come out of the room. And it used to be the room of my uncle's best friend, and he had passed away a few months before we moved in. So my mom just assumed, well, that was him, because his bed was in the middle of the room. She figured that was him walking over to the back of the room, getting a beer, and getting back in bed, you know? Let's see. There's rats or opossums in your walls. Read that. We had a group of bats that used our chimney as a nest. Bats? See, bats makes more sense. Those little burbs. I don't understand why a bird would go into a chimney and fly down and hurt itself. Nesting in the wall. Oh, but that fireplace wasn't used. It had not been used for many, many years. It was. I don't know why they didn't block it off, to be honest. Free rent. Yeah. And then we had this room, the stairs had been redone, and there was obviously another room on like the balcony, like this one part of the stairs. You would go up, and there's like a little terrace, that's what it's called, almost like a little porch, but it was inside. And you had more stairs that went up to the top. And yeah, there was the wall jut out further, and there had been a room that had been blocked up there, and yeah, that was creepy because my uncle, it went above the laundry room, so he popped a hole inside the roof of the laundry room, and he went up there, right? And he said it was really creepy. There was writing on the walls. I can't remember what it was, but it was very creepy. But we heard noises from that area all the time. Like we would be on the yeah, we would be on the bottom floor, and it would sound like people walking above the kitchen and the laundry room, but that was boarded off. It was a creepy house. I wish I could tell stories better, but I can't. You guys are probably bored. I'm sorry. I told the story about Mr. Harp. That was at the different house. That was my childhood house. Did I tell the story about the waving man? Did the strum stop? Play Street Fighter. That's what Adam does to liven up the streams. I wish I could. I don't have Street Fighter. I'm on my mobile. We have a ghost we can document who it is. Oh. Oh, that's creepy, Zim. You're creepy. See, Badger, that was creepy because I was starting to say that's creepy, and then you wrote that. That's like the second time. Is it like, is it a malicious ghost, or is it just like residual kind of ghost spittle? We had a road, and you would go down the road, and there would be a turn, and it would turn off, and it would end up being a dead end because it led to this person's house, but it was very derelict. It looked like it had been another plantation house at one point. But when you turn, you have to go a bit down the road before the little dead end thing shows up. And every time we would go down that road, because my mom would sometimes drive down that road to turn around, and also just to drive down the road, because scenery, it was so pretty. There was woods on the other side. You would drive down it, and almost every time you would see a man walking down the road toward that property. And it's like, this guy must get out and walk every day. And it happened at odd hours. You could be driving at nighttime, you turn down that road, go down the bit to turn around, and you would see him walking toward the direction of where that place was. And yeah, it could be like 5 in the morning or 11 p.m. or 6 a.m. He would be walking. It was so strange. I either he must have gone out and walked constantly, but yeah, he would, if he saw you driving by and you passed him, he would turn and wave at you. And he didn't look like a ghost. He didn't look creepy. He was just a little old guy. He would wave at you and smile. And then on the way back, he would be gone. It's so strange. But yeah, I don't know if I don't think it was a ghost. I think it was just a guy that just. But the house, if he was going to that house, it was so very derelict. It was broken down. We had part of the roof. Well, not we, but there was part of the roof missing. And if he lived there, it makes me feel so very sad because he must have just. It would have been an awful place to live. No one talks about those spirits. Ghosts. Spirits of geese that have not crossed over. Dang it, right. I maintain that whites are the best undead creature. Oh, Lordy Terry. Who does not enjoy a good ghost story? Nobody does it. It's nice, just makes a check on me and my son because we're the ones who can see the orb and communicate, but we typically just don't engage at first. It's weird. Oh, huh. Yeah, I've always been told not to interact, if at all possible, with things like that because you never know if they are good or bad or demonic. And that latter one scares the shit out of me. I have so many silly ghost stories, but I have one that terrifies me to even think about, and yeah, that's why I don't play with Ouija boards. Never, 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 never. I used to make them and play with them all the time as a kid, and I was an idiot. But that's nice, yeah. That it. Dadgummit headset. Headset's a ghost. It keeps turning off. Da da da. Turn back on. Or you turn back on.
Turn the fuck back on, you dumb headset.
Ah! It not turning on. Why it not turning on? I charged it. Are you kidding me? 1 second. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Turn back on. Yay! Okay. Hey, my headset. My headset's charged. I don't know why it wasn't turning back on. I hope this Logitech is not broken. That's an expensive headset. I got it on sale. Like really cheap. It's like a $200-something headset, and I got it on sale for $40-something, I believe. It's not refurbished either. Yeah. Do you like my spoopy background? That kind of reminds me of the place, the old country place that we lived in, the spoopy one, because it had a dirt road. Not the pre-Civil War without buried plains. Ah, I doxed myself. Oh no. Oh well. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to do now. I don't want to bore you guys. I can't screen share either because I don't have it set to screen share. I have to do that. But yeah. Remind you of a few places you've been camping? Oh, I think it's really pretty. I mean, it's spoopy, but it's very pretty. It's AI generated. Being an ordained ornamental witch makes me more susceptible to this stuff, so you're careful. Oh, yeah, I bet. You gotta be real careful. Because, that would be you're open to things like that. Right, Spittle? Right? Yeah? Yeah. Keep one of those folding hand fans around they used to make. If you think a ghost is evil or demonic, open the fan up and sweep it around the room out the door. They can't stand to be around it. I need to get one of those rats! Yeah! I'm gonna get it and fan it right in Lonimer's face.
Thank you. It has been hot this summer. You would be sad if I wasn't around.
Yes, be very sad if you weren't around. Give me a hug.
No.
Give me a hug.
No. You've had a hug today. I've hugged you once. That's enough.
Yeah.
Stop it.
You can go through a house and drive them out of the house if you weave through the house right, at least temporarily. Oh, so you kind of corner them and fan them out. They flee from you while you have the fan, and then you can lead them out the door, rat. In my case, I'm a more open person because of training. Ah, yeah. I think playing with the Ouija boards made me a bit more open or susceptible to crap like that. Yeah. I should have never messed with them. I certainly shouldn't have made them on a piece of paper that made a planchette out of paper and cut out a little circle. And I used them by myself. And they would go in between letters and arc movement a lot. They would just go swipe across, like you could see my hand doing that, I'm sorry. But like it would go from one side upwards and to the other side, then upwards and to the other side, over and over and over and over, and it would make no sense. Yeah, I've used it to clear a house in certain situations. I gotta get one of those fans, though. There's something strange. Something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Smoking rat! Da-da-da-da-da. Sorry, rat-a-tat. Sage and old school wood matches or for sulfur to clean up malevolent
I can't say that word either.
entities. Oh, I know what that means. It means bad, evil. I never had the advertising budget they did. Oh, goodness. Lodi used to scare me when I was a little kid. He used to torment me and terrify me. I'm still mad at him for that, though. Yeah.
Ooga booga.
Ooga booga you. Sweetgrass. I don't think I know what sweetgrass is, Badger. That would be. I could make a kit with y'all telling me what to have, like the old school matches and the sage, and to get some sweetgrass and a fan. I'd be all prepared. I don't want to say that because I don't want something to go, oh, you're going to be prepared. Rah, rah, rah. Love the Hellraiser movies because Cenobites are cute. Yes, they are! My favorite is Chatterbox, Spittle Buddy. But Spittle Buddy, that's what I'm calling it now, Spittle Buddy. I like Chatterbox, or Chatterer. He's so freaking adorable. I love the Hellraiser movies too. 1 and 2, but then after that, they get kind of ridiculous. But some of them ridiculous in the fun way, like the cameraman Cinnabite with the camera in his face, and he's like, "Time for your close up." And the one that throws the CDs with the CDs in his head. Yeah, Chatterbox is your favorite too? Yeah. I know he's called Chatter. I used to collect Fangoria magazines, and in Fangoria, in the very beginning, they called him Chatterbox, and that just stuck with me. I've always called him Chatterbox since. Yeah. Oh, I wish they, well, actually, I think they still make Fangorias. They're not as good as they used to be. And I think that's partly due to there's not as many wonderful horror movies as there was back in the day. Oh, yeah, the sculpture from 3. You mean the pillar? Or with the faces? Or, damn it, Dirt Brain, let me remember. Hellraiser Inferno was not so cheesy. I haven't seen Inferno, actually. I like the Chain Man. The Post of Pain. The Post of Pain, yeah, that's what I was thinking of, yeah. The pillar, yes, yeah, that is so freaking cool. Yeah, Hellraiser, they really did some very interesting things, and for at that time, nobody else had really done that. It was mostly slasher movies. Yeah, the market was saturated with slasher flicks. You don't know what Fangoria is, but you reminded me of Phantasmagoria games from the night. Oh, Phantasmagoria! I have that game somewhere. I can't find it. Those are my brother's, and it's somewhere in his stuff. I wish I could find it. He's got like a collector edition Phantasmagoria. Yeah. Oh, Fangoria is a horror movie magazine. It's almost uh, like if you ever seen those old metal magazines that talk about bands and stuff behind the scenes and things like that. That's kind of like what it is with horror movies. Yes, Frank looks amazing. Frank and Julia look amazing. It's like, how did they do that? Because it looks so real. Yeah. Like Frank looked really amazing, but they outdid themselves with Julia. Her makeup was so just convincing and amazing. Yeah, both of them on Steam. That's cool. I can't remember much about them, to be honest. I can't remember much about them. They're like the FMV. Yes. Yeah, they're like the movie games, I think. Or am I thinking of a different one? I might be thinking of a different one. The one in space. With Hellraiser Bloodlines. Yeah, I saw Bloodlines, but then my dirt brain doesn't recall. It's just, yeah, sometimes it's hard for me to remember things. There's a new one? Wait. Oh yeah, there is a new one. There's a new one. Isn't Pinhead a female now? Because in the Telltale Heart, Pinhead was kind of androgynous, if I remember right. Like, neither really masculine nor feminine. Yeah, although they called him the Hell Priest. Or was that after the movie came out? Because I know in the first movie they only referred to him as the Hell Priest, and they got the name Pinhead because they were making fun of it and just calling him that, and it stuck. I haven't seen the newest one either. I wonder if it's any good. FMV games? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Which was a very cool medium. I kind of wish they made those still. You made the meme for me with Pinhead and the air freshener. Yes, yeah. I had a buddy that painted one of his walls to look like. Oh, that is so cool. Was it like just one side of lament configuration, or did it have all sides on the wall? That's so cool. That was a good suit from the look of the trailer. Ah! Yeah, I kind of want to see that now. I don't know the premise of it. I'm just assuming someone gets the box, they open the box, they summon the hell priest or priestess down the Cenobites and so forth, and it goes like that, probably. Yeah. Which one was it where Pinhead got separated from who he was originally? The soldier that Doug Bradley also played. Who was that? Which one was that? It was 3, wasn't it? I think. I kind of wish they didn't do that. Because, yes, it was good that the way Pinhead was, but he still always had a bit of a tiny little shred of who he was before then. That was 3? Thank you, Rat. Yeah. It was just one side of the box. He wasn't the whole room, but he never got around to it. Oh, that would have been so... See, that's still cool. Just one side. That's still really cool. That would be an awesome idea to have your 4 walls have lament configuration patterns on each one. And that is very detailed. That must have took forever to do. At this rate, in the future, there will be Hellraiser the musical. I have come to take your soul. Your suffering will be legendary in hell. Leviathan's gonna eat you. The humanities must be replaced with pain and pleasure. Yeah, yes, I understand, yeah, but it's like he could remember just a little bit of who he was before, and I don't know, I just kind of like that. But there was no reasoning with him, or any of them, actually. They were just gonna tear your soul apart. I can't do that. I wish I could do that voice. That would be really cool. Why do I have it's fun to charter and accountant and sail the wild accountancy to explore bankruptcy? It's badly to be into insurance. Something, 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 something. All tax deductible, very interruptible. Sail on the wild accountancy. Sail your way, hop, hop, up your premium up. That stuck in my head. Sorry, I know that was abrupt and stupid. We have eternity to know your flesh. Yeah. Hellraiser is such a great movie. It's one of my favorites. Like I was saying, I like slasher movies. I really do. But I think Hellraiser, it just hits something with you. It's really good. Mitchie! Oh my god, it's a Mitchie! The person in third was the new Pain Master because the other guy had too much. Oh! I did not know that. Too much humanity. Oh, I did not know that. I thought Pinhead was in the third. Pinhead was the Hell Priest in the third, right? Wait. Brain, damn it, brain, work. Yeah, I like slashers. I love slashers, and Friday the 13th has a very special place in my heart. I love that series. It got very crazy silly, but that was one of my favorite things to watch as a kid. I started watching horror movies when I was 4 years old with my brother. We would rent them, and we had a 2 VCR set up. One was a VHS, one was a VCR, so it would play, and then we'd take the other one to record. So we had this giant library of horror movies and stuff. It was great. Yeah. We always recorded on SP, though. No, SLP was the longer recording. You got more tape room, but the recording didn't look as good. Was that EP? Extended play EP, yeah. So, do y'all have does anybody have a favorite horror movie? or movie. I've been watching a lot of god-awful 70s and 80s horror sci-fi fantasy movies lately. They're great, though. I gotta wrangle Mitchley to watch Kiddo Clowns of Outer Space with me. That's a great movie. There's a backstory that after H2, the soldier who became Pinhead got his humanity split off from the Pinhead. Yeah, I remember that. That's what I was talking about. I kind of wish that he had kept his humanity, but he had to. The guy into at the end went through all the torture of pleasures to replace the soldier. Oh, okay. Huh. Event Horizon. You know, I cannot remember Event Horizon. I need to watch that. So far, your favorite is still the original Halloween? That's an amazing movie. Halloween, the first one, was amazing. Halloween 2, it's like, I don't know, I kind of like, it seemed like they shoehorned in the idea that that Laurie was Michael's sister. It didn't seem to fit with the first movie. You know? I mean, it's fine, but it just didn't seem to fit. If I remember correctly, he wrote that in, like, after he had written part of the script. Favorite horror movie is Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Yes, Judge Doom was terrifying. He was the eyeballs. Those wobbly, weird eyeballs. I agree, bitch. The sister part needs to go away. Event Horizon, Haunted House in Space. Ooh. Favorite horror movie is But I'm a Cheerleader. I have never seen that. I don't know what that is. I like to watch B-rate horror movies, though. The ones that are so bad that they're funny. Like, oh shit, Slumber Party Massacre, yeah. Or, Sleepaway Camp. Or, what was that one that I was thinking of? I can't really remember it, but Texas
Chainsaw Hookers.
Yeah. Things like that. John Carpenter wrote the sister stuff for part 2, including a sequence for the TV version of part 1. Oh! You know, I actually like Season of the Witch, Halloween 3. I thought it was funny. I laughed my butt off at it. The original Alien? Yeah, that's a great one. That's like the sci-fi horror suspense. What is it called? Thriller, yeah. That was a great movie. It's actually a gay street film. Gay street film? Yeah, I've never heard of it. Of course, that's not like a big phenomenon. There's lots of things that I've not heard of. I was trying to think of another movie. Oh, Polly and I last year watched Black Christmas. That was an amazing movie. Yeah, it was a really good movie. And then we watched Silent Night, Deadly Night. That was hilarious. Halloween didn't feel like a feature film to me. It felt more like a made-for-TV movie. Yeah. See, for a split second, I forgot Halloween 3 was Season of the Witch. That's what my brain does. Derp-a-derp. Yeah, it's because it's such a big departure from it. But then again, they wanted to make Halloween an anthology or a series of scary stories. That a different one would come out every Halloween, which would have been really cool. That would have been so cool. It's just they probably should have thought of, I don't know, a better way to do it or to ease people into it. It is like a slasher movie in space to you. Yeah, I could see that. Split Second. I've never seen Split Second Rat-a-tat. There was one particular movie I was trying to remember, and I cannot remember it. It's a Christmas horror movie. And it's another one that me and Polly watched. It was very funny because at the end of the movie, the guy who is dressed as Santa killing everybody runs his truck off the road, and it shows his truck flying over in front of the moon like Santa's sleigh, and you think, I thought it would be a hallucination, but that's what supposedly actually happens. It's so funny. It killed me. It bump slayed me. Ha 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 ha. That's so funny. Dan, thought your idea would work if there were seeds planted earlier works. Yes, yes, that would have worked a lot better. Oh, goodness. Well, I went off on a tangent. I was going to tell spoopy stories, and I went off on a tangent. I thought about telling the story about the golden orb, but everybody's probably heard that. I have to find my scary stories book. I could read a scary story. Ooh. It's hard for me to keep my brain focused on something. I jump around. I'm surprised my headset hasn't cut off yet. That's strange. It'll do it any second now. To Kill a Mockingbird with some horror film elements. Oh, To Kill a Mockingbird has some horror film elements? I did not know that. Haven't heard the orb story? Which orb story? Oh God, brain! Oh no! Which orb story? The Golden Arm? Or... I swear. Come on, brain. I watched that movie and still don't know how to kill a mockingbird. No, things killing. I need to see things killing. That one. Which one? That one? The Golden Arm? I am so confused, Biddle. Squirrel! Sorry. You want to hear the Golden Arm? Alright. So, once upon a time, there was a man and his wife. And they were not very rich, but they got along, you know. They made do with how things were. And he was a farmer, and of course his wife worked around the farm. It was a very small little house. And one day, an accident happened, and she cut her arm, and it got infected. She had to go to the hospital, and, she ended up having her arm removed, and in its place, she had spent all the money that they had in their savings and had it replaced with a golden arm. Actually, let me correct that. Her husband had died in this accident. It was a car wreck that caused her arm to get all infected. Her husband passed away, and all his life insurance and stuff that was left to her to take care of things, she spent it to have a golden arm placed, prosthetic. And so she moved back into her little house, and she was all alone and very lonely. So she met this man. He came a-courting, and he was really sweet and really nice, and she was very, very, so very lonely. And so they got together, and she started dating him, and, they became an item, and they got hitched. So one day, she gets sick, and she just doesn't feel right, lays down. So her new husband brings her some soup, right? We're going to call him Earl. Earl brings her some soup. She tries to eat. She gets down as much as she can. Earl said, soup will make you feel better. Have food in your belly. She gets as much as she can down. But a little bit of time passes and she feels just as bad. Just even worse, actually. So Earl continues to take care of her. He brings her food, and Earl has always insisted that she eats because she has to have food in her stomach for her body to help her get better. So, but then one day she starts to feel worse and worse and worse. So all she does is lay in her bed and polish her golden arm. And so one day as Earl is breaking in the soup, she says to Earl, Earl, I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't know what's wrong with me, but when I die, please make sure that my golden arm is with me, she says as she polishes the arm and stuff. And so one day, Earl brings in the soup, and the poor lady, we'll call her Sue Ann actually. Sue Ann is dead right there in her bed, and she has her hand over her golden arm with the polishing cloth, and she just passed away. So what Earl does is he arranges the funeral, and she's in the casket and stuff, and there's the funeral, and after the funeral, because not many people came, after the funeral, Earl goes up to the undertaker, and he says, hey, I need you to open that casket up. And he's like, well, Earl, are you sure? He's like, yeah, open up that casket. And so the undertaker had a conscience. He's like, you know what, I can't do that. And he's like, I just want to put her necklace with her. It's a little necklace, she wasn't wearing it when she passed away. Nobody knows where it came from, but he wants to put that in there with her. And so the undertaker, he had known Sue Ann. He goes, you know what, I'll take it and we'll put it on the coffin. And it'll be there as she's being buried. So Earl seems a bit grumpy. He seems very, very angry with that. But he says he agrees. He goes on home. And then the undertaker, he has his men lower into the ground. And they fill the hole up. Now, it wasn't exactly 6 feet down, but it was close enough. About 4 or 5 feet down. Close enough, They couldn't dig because the dirt in the earth got too hard. They couldn't dig too far, but they had to get her buried because there was expected rain soon. So she's all buried, dead and buried. Earl's at home, and he's looking through his things in the medicine cabinet, and he pulls out a bottle. And it's got some silverish looking liquid in it. And he looks at it, and he says, I guess I don't need this no more. He chucks it in the trash. And then he goes and sits down at the kitchen table and starts thinking. He goes, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? He goes, I know. I'll go tonight, right before it rains, and I'll dig her up. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And so he's like, yeah, I can get my buddy to help me. Red. I'll get my buddy Red to help me with it. So he goes over to Red's house, right? He's like, Red, yo, I need you to help me. I need you to come with me. I want to dig up Sue Ann. And he's like, whoa, dig up Sue Ann? He's like, yeah, I need to put something in her casket. The damn undertaker wouldn't let me do it. And so he's like, well, I guess I can help. If it's that important that she's buried with her trinket, then yeah, I guess I can help. So that night, Red and Earl, they go down to the cemetery. They got some shovels. And you could hear the thunder and see the lightning, but it wasn't ready yet, so they had to work against the clock. They had to work fast. So they dug, and they dug, and they dug, and they dug, right? And so finally they get to the coffin. And Earl's like, Red, will you help me pry this damn thing open? And he's like, yeah. So they put the shovels in, and they pry open the old pine coffin. And there she is, laying in her casket, with holding on to her golden arm, like one hand on her arm. And so Earl's like, well, not Earl, Red's like, well, you ought to put your bauble in there. We got to close this up, and we got to fill this hole back up quick, because it's going to rain. Earl stands up, and he's like, oh, yeah, I forgot it in the truck. He's like, how could you forget that in the truck, Red says. He's like, yeah, I'll go get it. So he stands up, climbs out of the hole, and Red is just looking down at the coffin. He feels awfully horrible for Sue Ann. She got very gaunt. She lost a lot of weight. Her eyes are sunken in. She don't look like the same pretty lady she was before. And he's looking at her thinking about that. Then all of a sudden, there's a slap, and his vision goes black. And this red-hot pain on the back of his head. He falls forward. And so, Earl puts a shovel down that he used to crack Earl over the skull with, and he pops back down into the hole. Wait, Red. Earl used to crack Red over the skull with, and he pops back down the hole. And then he moves Red aside, and he reaches in, and he undoes a few fastenings and buttons, and he gets the golden arm. He lifts it up and pops it out of the side. He shoves Red into the casket with Sue Ann, and then he plops the top down, and he climbs out of the hole and starts covering it with dirt, right? So after a while, he gets so tired. It's covered up as much as he can, and it started raining. He needs to get out of there. He's like, you know what? If they come find it, they're not going to know who did it. I can get out of here. And so he takes the golden arm, gets in the truck, and he drives home, right? And so that night, he's proud of himself. He killed Sue Ann with the arsenic, and he's got her golden arm now. That thing must be worth a fortune, he thought. I will sell it, and I'll be able to move into a bigger house with a big farm, and everything will be great. So he polishes the arm and sets it down. And it's probably about 3 in the morning, and the rain has started, the thunder and lightning. It's just come down pretty hard, and he hears some noise outside, right? It almost sounds like somebody's trying to open the latch to the old fence that's in front of the house. But he's not sure. It could just be the rain hitting the fence. It could be. But then he hears clack, creaks, and a creak as the door swings open. And then he's like, well, the wind must have blown it open. But he hears it creak slowly shut, right? And he gets kind of scared. He picks up the golden arm, and he peeks outside the window, and he saw something. It almost looked like a shadow, but he couldn't tell what it was, and they were moving across the yard. And what he thinks is, he says, oh, God, somebody saw what I did. They're coming to take the golden arm from me. They're going to kill me and take this arm and rob me blind. So he gets his gun, and he takes the arm, and he walks out of the living room into the hallway. And as he's in the hallway, he's like, got his gun ready. He hears the door creak open, the doorknob jiggle, and the door creak open. And he had that door locked, he thought. But it opens, and he hears footsteps, and the rain is coming in from outside. There's soggy, wet footsteps. And they go squish, squish, plot, squish, squish. Start walking through the living room toward the hallway. And he can see a shadow cast on the wall where they crossed in front of the lamp, the light. So he gets really scared. And so as he's backing up, going toward the back of the house, he hears this sound, and it starts very low. And he goes, who's got my golden arm? That terrifies him. So he starts backing up quickly, and he's all the way to the back of the hallway, and there's 2 doors on either side of him. And so he starts reaching down, he's fiddling with the doorknob, trying to open the door, and then he hears someone turn into the hallway. Who's got my golden golden arm. He opens the door. He runs in his bedroom. It leads to his bedroom, and he slams it shut. And he just stares wide-eyed. He's terrified. He's just shaking. He can't steady his hand. And he hears step, step, step. Those wet, muddy-sounding footsteps down the hallway toward where he's at. And as they're going down the hallway, he hears, "Who's got my golden arm?" It gets louder and louder. And so he's terrified. He could see the doorknob jiggle, right? He can see the doorknob jiggle, and he gets so scared. So he backs up to the back of the room, and he looks and sees a closet. He opens the door quickly. He darts into the closet, closes the door, clutches the golden arm, and he's dropped his gun outside because he's so terrified, and he's just shaking all over. And the door opens, it creaks open, and he hears it again. "Who's got my golden arm?" It's loud this time, and it's in that room. And he's shaking, and he looks underneath the crack of the closet door, and he can see the light breaking as someone's walking closer and closer to the closet. And he is just so scared. And then it stops right in front of the closet. He tries not to breathe. He tries to hold his breath. And he is just so scared and frozen. And then the door slowly creaks open. And all he hears is, "Who's got my gold?" You got it! I'm sorry. That used to scare the shit out of me all the time. My brother would get me with it every time. Even when I know it was coming. My neighbor hates me. She's probably like, "It's after midnight. What are you doing in there?" Sorry. I was trying to put my hand in front of the mic so it wouldn't be so loud. I don't know if it works. The gold killer? I don't know. Kefki stole her arm. No, I did not steal her arm! Bitch. I'm sorry, bitch. I'm sorry. Yeah, that story always got me, though. I knew it was going to happen. Because I would lean in and listen real intently. Like the first time I did, at least. And I was like, "Oh, God, what's going to happen? Jesus!" Meanwhile, at the doctor's office, golden arm, that's jaundice. Oh, God. You have a jaundice arm. Yay! I'm glad. I am sorry if it was too loud. I know lots of stories like that, like there's one similar to that is about a taily poo and about some creature whose tail got stolen and this guy ate it, or the big toe. If you ever heard of that one. Yeah, they all go about the same with it leading up and then a jump scare. How long have I been strumming? I don't know. Huh. But yeah. Like, even the Hearst song. No, wait. It's the Old Woman on Skin and Bones. Yeah, it does that. It's like a song. I don't know how to read music. So, I don't know the tune to it. I just sing it to The Worms Crawl and The Worms Crawl Out, the Hearst song tune. Yeah. Oh, and then there's another one that's a jump scare, which is Me Tai Do Tai Walker. The doormat is proud. Ah, yeah. I guess I'm gonna turn stream off now. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. I'm sorry I didn't have any great spoopy stories or I should have prepared better. But, on Minion's segue was talking about the creepy things, and I was like, you know what? I want to talk about some creepies. Yes. So, thank you for suffering me to talk about the creepies. Oh, gosh. Thanks for the stream and hanging out with us for a while. Of course, no, thank you guys for hanging out with us. I appreciate it, bunches. Bye-bye. Later, Terry. Later, Rat. Later, Spittle. Later, Mitchley. Who am I missing? Badger. Later, Badger. Nightmare Planet. Oh, no. No, Mitchley, don't have the nightmares. Seriously, you guys have wonderful dreams, sweet dreams, sleep good, and never take a golden arm. Never, never. Okay, laters.